welcome to another news video for Hello Kitty Island Adventure, and today we have the best news that a lot of you have been waiting for. The first content update CU1 is coming to Switch and Steam, and we have dates. So let me read with you the announcement. So, Chelsea announced in PC and Switch, CU1, Friends, Furniture and Frozen Peaks. We are excited to announce that Concept Update 1, Friends, Furniture and Frozen Peaks, is coming to Steam and Switch on the following dates. Steam release 29th of April, that is exactly 5 days after I'm filming this, and the Switch release 22nd of May, so that's almost a month later. I'm not sure why they choose this, maybe she will explain later, but let's see what's included. In this free update, players can explore expansions to Icy Peak, Blizzard Peak and Snow Village, discover new weather and flowers. So the new weather is the snow, and the flowers will be the two new Extremophile flowers, I think. And enjoy dozens of new stories and cosmetics, from Bestie's Quest to character furniture sets, the cinema roll ones for now. CU1 also includes fan-requested features like furniture stacking, placing multiple items on tables, mannequins, and even on top of other furnitures, as well as rugs on floors and more. And call friends, so you can companion with your Sanrio friends from anywhere. So that is one of the best quality of life update for me. We also heard the feedback from our Switch and Steam player who want accommodation for more types of playstyles. First mentioned in the heads up, we implemented 3 out of the 4 features we investigated to help ensure players can play on their own time, whether it's by having longer sessions or on fewer days thanks to our 3-day resource stacking, or if it's running around endlessly for hours collecting sparkles, a new resource that accrues in real life instead of with the daily reset. So here in the heads up back from February, they took that players receive bouquet from My Melody after not playing for X days, and that's maybe the thing that was not mentioned. And because they said then some additional longer term adjustment for planned future content pacing. So I'm not sure, they said 3 out of 4 and then they talk about 2 things. So I'm not sure which of the one is not done. We have the sparkles and the resource stacking. That is something that we got on the 2.5 update on Apple Arcade. And they said that everything that we had up to 2.4, so before that, will be in the first content update except from City Town. But apparently they even sneaked in things that were in this 2.5 update, so that's great. And then we'll be highlighting more contents from CU1 in the next weeks. Stay tuned. So that's interesting because technically the next 2 weeks, in like 5 days, Steam gets it, so I'm not sure. But this is the big thing. I'm not sure where they have different dates, but at least it's coming. Pink Fluffy Dragon said, "Woohoo! Update looking good! Just wish Nintendo wouldn't make us wait this long." And Chelsea said, "Finger crossed future updates will be much closer together between Steam and Nintendo. I don't think realistically they'll ever be simultaneous, but our goal is to get them much closer to 2 weeks. There were some special circumstances with this one and the size of it that impacted Switch release timing, unfortunately." And then Pink Fluffy Dragon, guess City Town update will similar issues since that one looked like it will be big too. And Chelsea said, "For certain updates there will be a bigger emphasis on simultaneous launch." I'm not sure what that means actually. If it's part of the standard cadence, it's likely to lag behind a bit. Standard cadence update will always be CUX, some cute title. It represents features and events and updates for Friendship Island. And then there's a special thread with CU1 questions. If y'all have questions, I'll try to answer what I can today. See if I can post in this thread because I'm bad at Discord. I'm going to check all the 2.5 features at once, so starting a list here. So this list can be updated. Bestie's Friend Collection, Happiness Friendship Tag, Critter Furniture Retune. So I'm not sure if those means that it will be in the CU1 or not. Technically, the Happiness Friendship Tag should be the thing to make the 2-heart gift a little bit more powerful, and I thought that would be the case. And the Critter Furniture, I'm not sure either. but that should be easy to add. The Bestie Friends collection, I'm sure that I would have mentioned it in the first thing if that was the case. So I'm not sure if this list means it's in or it's not in, since they said it's up to 2.4 and that's from 2.5. Dexter Minute said, curious if CU1 includes the updated requirement for critter furniture or if it includes using the island spirit to have Bestie collect materials. Chelsea said, I'm currently looking into this. Our blanket statement is anything past 2.4 is unlikely to be included, but I'm going to be checking on a few of the big 2.5 quality of life ones because I know we did try and pull a few into CU1. We have that list that I'm not sure if that means that it's in or not, but maybe it's what she wants to look into. GDV said, are all the non-City Town visitors being added in the update? And Chelsea said, through 2.4, yes. Loki Bear said, will we be getting a way for easier strawberry crates gain? And Chelsea said, there are always strawberry crates in new areas and there is the Icy Peak expansion coming here. But I don't think there was any new strawberry crates feature between 2.0 and 2.4, like getting strawberry crates in the weekly quest or things like that. And there's also a spoiler CU1 channel to discuss all the spoiler things that are not technically questions. And Cryptid said, so curious what sparkles are used for. And Chelsea said, right now for game tickets. The goal here was to help the mid-game lull. We also added a bunch of 2 gifts to minigames prices and changed the minigame signs so that they actually reflect what you can get in that round. Oh, that's interesting. Our hope is that it lets people have more ongoing fun if they're the type that runs out of stuff to do. It says right now it's game tickets. That means that probably they'll do something else in the future. I'm Tired said, assuming we complete the Cafe Cinnamon quest before the free content update, will we be enabled to acquire the cinema roll furniture? And Chelsea said, you shouldn't have any issue getting the furniture. Chelsea said that they were blocked on some things for the new content update on Switch and PC. And Erin Forrest said, this might sound silly, but people might be interested to hear what you're blocked on. Maybe like a PC dev diary thing. And Chelsea said, generally speaking, I absolutely adore transparency. Unfortunately, we've gotten seriously burned by this in the past. If we talk about how we've blocked on X, then folks get upset that X is taking so long, or start talking about how we need to improve our process so that X isn't an issue, or claim that we don't know how to run a game studio because X shouldn't be a problem to begin with, and so on. Oftentimes it feels like no matter what we communicate, folks will find a way to be upset about it. Our roadmaps change, so we found it's better not to communicate much about them instead of communicating something and then having folks furious that we've misled them for money or such when things inevitably change due to foreseen bugs, changes in partner marketing strategies, etc. If I could go into the nitty-gritty of platform patch processes and waivers on file sizes and bugs that aren't reproducible without tools, I'd love to, but we've had a ton of negative experience with it in the past. What I'm hearing, however, is that even we're still getting through CU1 work is better than silence. So Swampy and I already agreed that Swampy will try and put out notices on a weekly basis or bi-weekly cadence that stuff is still in process. And I'm going to show you stuff that I bought at a convention, and I know it's not Sanrio, but it's gorgeous. So this one is an art that I actually saw at another convention, and I was meaning to come back and I never found this artist anymore. And so they were at another convention with this art. And they had a bunch of Animal Crossing art, but this one, totally my vibe. I love it so much. And the next two, I did not meant to get as such a big thing, but it's my friend Lydia, who is a local artist. I love her stuff. I have so many of her art, but she said she is going to stop making that gorgeous, sweet, and adorable art and going for a darker vibe, and that she is not going to redo any of these. And usually she had smaller sizes and everything, and I decided that I needed to buy these even though they were huge. Usually I would just buy a postcard or something like that, but they were so adorable and gorgeous that I had to buy them. Last time I showed you that Planet Moonstar had made Pom Pom Pudding's cake in clay, and now I'm going to show you two more that they've made, and it's Hang Your Dawn and Bats Matters cake. Purple City said, I noticed there are 3 fruit displayed on each tree and 3 are distinct pops as you collect the fruits. However, each tree only yields 1 piece of fruit when collected. Not sure if it's a bug or intentional. And Chelsea said, FYI, I've asked about the fruit quantities. This was planned while I was on leave, so I don't know the intended result. But I agree that seeing 3 and getting 1 is meh at best. And Phoebe said, this is part of another ticket, which will change the visuals on tree to properly reflect the number of fruits you will be receiving. So I think they will not give you 3, but if you only get 1, you will see 1 on the tree, and if you don't collect them for 2 or 3 days, you will get 2 or 3 fruits accruing like on the rest of the island. I think that's what it means. About mystical gems. Steely Lily says, I've only been getting 6 spawns for the last few days. I come to the area instantly and use guides to find old spawn point, and yep, only 6, not 7, only 7 on the first day. And Phoebe said, there's one that's like super hidden. You guys might not be able to find that one. And it's actually hidden behind the lever for the zipline. Cynthia said, has anyone figured out the new mailbox location in Cloud Island? And Chelsea said, it sneaked in an update early. Pros, we are finally getting ahead on our development schedule. Cons, extricating future content from builds is complicated. So we are getting apparently a new location or area or something on Cloud Island in the future. Exciting. The mailbox will be removed, I think, in 2.5.5 and then back in 2.6. So not the physical mailbox because we don't have access, but the question marks on the list of the places you can travel to. And an explanation on why we did not get the first mystic stones in the email. Taylor said, does anyone know why the mystic stones they gave in Sunblink mail aren't showing up in inventory? And Chelsea said, event currency is wiped after an event, so basically folks claimed it and it was instantly deleted since the event wasn't active. There is a misunderstanding from folks on our end about how the currency/event timing would play out. TLDR, we're giving another mail soon that have currency for folks. But the good thing is that if you did not open them, you'll get twice, and then you'll get 19 instead of 45. Sparkle said, is that a new thing? First time ever getting a microphone from Bugging for Apples. Chelsea said, oh yes, minigames now randomly give out 200 gifts for some characters, I think. It was part of the address the mid-game lol work. So theoretically you could get sparkles, play games, then get decent gifts if you, say, didn't have all the station upgrades or recipes to make the 300 gifts. I hope that you guys are excited about the CU1 update coming soon, and if you missed any of the past videos that I made about the news and want to see what is on the roadmap and all the questions and everything, here's a full playlist of all the latest news videos about Hello Kitty Island Adventure. See you there, and remember, everybody can play cozy. Bye bye!